The Dabulan Free Traders and their Federation partners are in Rome's crosshairs at last, and we are in the process of adding a series of claims to justify that first incursion, all while beginning to see the hints of endgame technologies in our ongoing research. Hello, Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Stellaris Ancient Relics in our Roma Galactica 2.5 series. By the way, this is episode 16 of Roma Galactica 2.5, so before you know it, we will be jumping back into Legacy of the Forerunners for a little bit, giving this series a break, but it's been good to dive back into a little bit of space Rome while we've been letting the Forerunners cool their heels. Let's take a look at Pila really quickly and see what we can do. It does seem like they have stabilized slightly here. Still need a little bit of love. I would imagine that we could build a... We don't have any minerals at the moment. Hang on, let's fix that. Let's go ahead and buy just 1,000 should work. And I think it's probably a good idea. We could do precinct houses. This would give us defense armies. We could also do a... Where are you? Stronghold, which would increase naval capacity as well and spawn defense armies. Let's do a stronghold on Pila first, and we can do a precinct house if we really need stability to go up by a little bit more, but I feel like that situation is kind of handling itself slowly but surely. Bit of a housing issue on Nova Britannia. That's easily resolved by adding some additional city districts. And yeah, let's go ahead and see how we are looking on the influence front. We've already claimed a few, just to take a look really quickly. Oh no, it's over here. My bad. We've claimed these systems, and I would really ideally like to claim all of this before we make our very first incursion into their space. So let me go ahead and claim one more. And we're just gonna keep moving as best we can. We need to see if we can get our influence up. We might be able to do that by pleasing some of our factions. The Crimson Warrior League. Okay, well, we're gonna make them real happy when we are... Yeah, we need subject nations to make you happy. So there's a couple of things we could potentially do. Signing research treaties will please the Science Without Borders faction, and they are one of our largest factions. Our largest, however, is the Xeno Aid Center, and they don't like the fact that we have species-wide slavery. So we could do away with that. We could uplift a primitive, or we could outright invade primitive worlds, or we could avoid invading primitive worlds. So I think because we invaded Pila, they're unhappy at the moment. That might be why our influence has gone down a little bit, because that is far and away our largest faction, like bar none. It's ridiculous how much bigger they are than anyone else. So, which makes sense because they are the, well, the Xeno Aid Center, this would be the Xenophile ethic, and we're not xenophilic. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the most effective, it's definitely the most attractive, rather, ethic. But Rome is materialist, militarist, and authoritarian. So it's interesting that we have so much xenophily going on. Not necessarily a problem, but it's just very, very interesting. So the the policies of our current ruler, Empress Lucia I, are not really jiving with our biggest faction by any stretch of the imagination. So, you know, we could do an uplift. We could also outlaw slavery, which, I mean, who do I have enslaved? That's my next question. I know I've got the Bothrozoid enslaved. Just trying to find a way to get more influence faster. There might be no. There might be a faster way to see if some of these guys have slavery set up. Yeah, you're full citizenship. Of course you are. You're human. I was just making sure that there was no special exception for the human pops that have been brought in as slaves. They should be getting freed automatically, which is what's been happening for the most part. All right, the Raxar have full citizenship. The robots are set to servitude, but they're robots, and that's what you'd expect. The Skrek are set to residence, so it's really just the... So we could please that faction by changing the Bothrozoid rights and making them no longer slaves. We can give them residence. Let's go ahead and do that. And we should see at the beginning of the next month, we should see an uptick in our influence. I could also uplift if I really want to push the envelope. I could uplift one of the primitives on the worlds that I control, and that would allow me to get a little bit more influence for them. Let's go to speed 3 for a moment.
Construction complete.
We have a science ship working on an artifact here in the Higma system, and then I believe we have... our other science ships are just assisting research. Now, we are going to be able to, harvest that dark matter soon. Also, we're soon going to have the ability to... Which construction ship will I send? I think I'll go ahead and send this one, as a matter of fact. We'll be able to harvest that living metal as well. So that's right around the corner. But we're going to continue
Construction complete.
Watch our influence climb. It doesn't seem like it's changed that much. It might have, but as I've mentioned before, that number is not a very accurate representation of what your influence currently is. It could have been like 1.49 before, it would have shown +2, and because it's not 2.5 or above right now, it still shows us +2. So, human, we have decided to grace your empire with a gift of resources as a token of our esteem. Do not squander our generosity or take our favor for granted. 3,000 minerals and 1,000 energy. We graciously accept.
Construction
Indeed we do.
complete.
That's a pretty big deal. Okay, Ascrivium. You need some additional love here. You're already a generator world. We've already exploited all possible resources here. But we don't, we don't have yet? A mineral purification plant. And this should definitely be a world with a mineral purification plant. There are 2 mining districts and room for more. We do want to make sure that our minerals production stays nice and high. And then we need some additional housing, or an additional building here. So we could do a research institute for this agri world. There are a couple of research labs, so that would be a good idea, as a matter of fact. Scandia. You're currently a generator world. Well, let's keep it that way. Give you another energy district. Olympia is an agri world. Let's do a little bit more of that and continue.
Construction complete.
We still have a ridiculous amount of consumer goods production. Also, I think we're getting close to when we should be able to change our trade policy. Yes, we are 5 months away from being able to change our trade policy back to something that gives us a little bit more energy. We might not have to, given our current situation, but remember that once our fleets are working together, or once our fleets are out and attacking the Dabulan free traders, we're going to have more of an energy situation, as we did before we had them in orbit.
Foreign powers are engaging in active hostility.
The Dabi Starbeast. What's going on here? Temperate Republican realms declared war on the Kasvalia mercantile guilds. So... these 2 are at war. Now, the Kasvalia are an associate of our particular federation, but we're going to let that war play out. The second chamber is unremarkable aside from another set of alien glyphs above a closed door. They read, "Petty kings issued edicts in my name, empires waged war in my honor, fools sang my praises, I would have none of it. No secret wall panel has yet been found that provide access to the third chamber. 3 minor artifacts found." Moving along. Yeah, we don't have a lot more influence, so I guess what I need to do, unless the reason that didn't change anything is I've got another slave faction that I've forgotten about. Let's see. Okay, no, that's not it. We need a recent uplift, then. We could also try and please some of the second largest factions. For instance, we could do Science Without Borders, but establishing research agreements would cost me influence, so that would be counterproductive. Yeah, it's really this one that we need to work with. So we can do an uplift. How about that? Let's go to our species list. Oh yeah, there's not a hotkey for it. I always forget that. So these are our empire species. Where are you? Maybe it doesn't count as an empire species because it's, even though it's in our territory, it's actually not yet. Here we go. Alright, so this is in the Nodox system. Alright, that's not our territory. Yeah, we're gonna have to pay close attention to that particular indicator. That is in our territory. The Estwani are on which planet now? Are on Triana. So we might need to uplift them. Let's see who else. Fun little side project here. We have an avian species. Oh, no we don't. It's not in our territory. No we don't. Just kidding. The Kiram, I believe, are in our territory. Yes, they're in Alpha Centauri. So really, if we uplifted anyone, we'd be uplifting these guys, I think. Because we encountered them first. I think that makes the most sense. Let's go ahead and do that. It's going to take 2 months. That will make that faction happy.
Construction complete.
Tixium. Oh, wow. Still lots of upgrades to do here. Our last building, though, needs to be put in place. We do not yet have... Oh, you're kidding me. Mineral purification plant. Yes, please. Can't believe we don't have one yet. Okay, that's going to help with minerals a lot. And then Pila, they still have a ruler job not taken. Nova Britannia.
Construction complete.
I mean, I could do the mineral purification plant, but there's not a lot that I need it for there. So let's see. Dust caverns. We've already built the moat harvesting trap. What's this? No. Notification of a rivalry declaration between other empires. Not my concern at present. Thank you very much. How are we doing on our other rare resources? Still not too great with our gas production, so tell you what, let's do an exotic gas refinery just to keep that on the up and up. And then here, we are absolutely going to do a gene clinic. So that's got to kind of balance out a little bit. Okay, we have uplifted the Kiram species to sapience. Now let's take a look at the Kiram. We're going to pause. And again, our trade policy, we're not quite there yet. We need about another month. Now, where are the Kiram? That's right, I keep trying to use a hotkey, but there is not a hotkey for the Kiram, or for the species list. Unless I download a mod that gives me that ability, which I could always do. Okay, so we can set their rights. Right now, they're residents. Look at him, he's got his uniform on. That's so cool. All right, so living standards, stratified economy. We could do academic privilege for them. We do have academic privilege set up for humans, right? Oh, wow. We need to fix that. I don't know why there are so many. That number seems all of a sudden really high compared to what it should be. All right, so let's check the rights here. Living standards, if we put it to academic privilege, how does that change things? All right, so a change in the upkeep based on consumer goods. I'm actually surprised we don't have this set up already. I think we have it set up in Legacy of the Forerunners, but not here. Let's go ahead and do this just for the humans. Meanwhile, let's go back to what we were looking at. We're going to create a template, and we're going to add some additional traits here. So we can reduce their consumer goods upkeep. We definitely want to do that. We can increase their unity from jobs, and we can reduce their housing upkeep. That seems like a pretty good deal to me. Create template, apply template.
New sitrep.
Let's go ahead and research that, and resume. Colonium Eboricum. Let's go ahead and upgrade that colony building, which means this is just going to be Eboricum proper. Kiram have been among us for several days now. All is well on planet Aurora. Good.
Construction complete.
Seems to be going smoothly. Autoton monument here. Earth apparently still has some specialist unemployment.
New species variant available.
According to reports, newly uplifted Kiram citizens on Aurora grow anxious as their human teachers bring up the likelihood of contact with as yet unknown entities from the far reaches of space. So let's go ahead and make them xenophilic. What is alien to us is simply opportunity in disguise. So we're getting the opportunity to shape and mold the Kiram to our will. Nice and fun.
Science Division report success.
This would be an
Construction complete.
An increase, an uptick rather, either word, pick one, in the usage of our exotic gases. So, all right, we'll go back to that in just a second. How am I doing on rare crystal production? I'm going to go ahead and upgrade a couple of these to get our consumer goods production back up. I also now have the option of changing that policy. So we get a lot more energy income, but we would lose a good bit of our consumer goods income at present. We have a lot of consumer goods though, so I think maybe switching back to this might be the best option. I think what I'm going to do though is I'm going to keep it on consumer benefits for now to see if we can get away with keeping it where it is, because I love the fact that we've had as many consumer goods as we've had, and I prefer to keep it that way and just have a nice surplus. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go for the Citadel tech because I remember a comment from a couple of days back, and I'm not 100% sure how accurate it is, but on the chance that it's accurate, I want to go ahead and pursue this. It should, if the comment were accurate, the game should be showing me that this is an unlock tech. In other words, that there are additional technologies that depend on this one. So that's what kind of makes me question. But there is a certain very, very important technology that I've been waiting for. Ahem. There we go. That took me a second. That we haven't yet seen, and I feel like it's because I haven't researched the Citadel yet. So let's go ahead and do that. It's going to take 48 months. Long freaking time. More specialists needed there. And Merita, you just need more housing. We need more minerals, though. Hang on. Let's buy 5,000. Elysium just needs another specialist role, so let's again upgrade one of the civilian fabricators. And then here we will build a little bit more housing. Nova Parthia. Yep. More consumer goods. Pila. We can upgrade their stronghold. Ooh, hello. This would improve. Yeah, we can definitely get away with that. All right, we're going to upgrade that planetary building, and then we'll do an energy grid because we don't have one on that world yet for some strange reason. Back to speed 3. News of a giant being seen in the dark void of space is spreading across the Empire like a plague. There is concern and optimistic wonder, but mostly brings an existential dread to the populace. Historical documents will record this day as one of tremendous importance. We are but motes of dust. Shadows and dust, Maximus. Shadows and dust. While the Roman Star Empire provides a solid structure upon which to model their internal social order, it may not necessarily be what suits the uplifted Kiram best. Their sudden rise to becoming our intellectual equals robbed them of millennia of potential societal and cultural development. Perhaps as a result of this, the Kiram social order is in a state of extreme flux. One day the family unit is paramount, the next day community leaders are calling for a dissolution of all clan-like bonds. So let's make them more authoritarian. May the Kiram find themselves in each other. A little bit more Roman in that sense. I still have room for one more starbase.
Complete.
Okay, a couple of choices here. Advanced reactor booster is done. We're not really surveying anymore, so I don't need a survey speed increase. Let's go ahead and go for the gamma laser upgrade. Also, looks like we can upgrade the ships in the Dabi system, which is fantastic. All right. Pop amenities usage reduced by 10%. Yes, please. Let's do that. Guaranteeing that population on our various planets stay happier. Now, we do have... Oh, wow. We got a... Where did that... I wish I had noticed that earlier in the episode, because we could have done a lot more with this particular episode. But, okay. Well, with that, I guess we got that influence because of the uplift. That's the only thing I can imagine that gave it to us, although I don't remember seeing a tooltip that was giving us that much influence. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention because I wasn't expecting anything like that. Okay, well, I'm glad I noticed. Now we can go ahead and make our claims. This is rather perfect. Oh wow, we still can't claim all of them, but we're close. All right, so now we've claimed all that. And we just need to build up a little bit more influence to be able to claim Bartium and Elex, and we can
Construction
definitely
complete.
declare war for all of it. All right, extra food from farmers is probably a good direction to go. But high habitability is also a good direction. Let's go for the extra food first, just to make sure that that shortage doesn't become problematic. We still have... Yeah, we can give a specialist a job there pretty easily. Aurora, you don't get... Oh, no, you have an energy nexus. You're fine. You need food processing facilities, though. All right, you're upgrading those. You're upgrading those. Phlegra.
Construction complete.
It's a pretty big planet. Eventually, we might need some luxury resources, but for now, I'm going to go ahead and build research labs.
Construction complete.
Bring a little bit of specialist opportunity to that world. And this is an agro world, so we'll go ahead and build an additional food district there. Civilian replica complexes are being built on Nova Parthia, which means let's go ahead and do those commercial zones. We've been focusing on those a little bit more. And the Autoton Monument is sorely needed here. Let's buy 5,000 minerals.
Construction complete.
We actually never named Silpium anything other than Silpium. Possibly because it was still in development. Is Silpium... No, it's not. Oh, yes, it is. That is part of the territory that we conquered. That makes sense. We have a few more of these to clear. Let's give that order.
Construction complete.
And the
Construction
Estuani
complete.
are basically begging to be uplifted. Not going to worry about them for the time being. Let's go back to claims for a moment. All right, we need just a little bit more to get Bartium, and then once we have Elex, we can go to war with the Dabulan Free Traders. So I know I mentioned an episode or two ago that it was going to be the next episode. It's gotten a little bit more dragged out because we really just need the claims. As soon as the claims are done, though,
report success.
we're going to fight for all of that. All right, extra food from farmers. That's a very, very good thing. That way we won't get a random food shortage as quickly. Claim influence cost and war exhaustion gain. Yeah, let's definitely go for that. It's literally what we're waiting on right now to make those a little bit cheaper. Bit of a housing issue. Oh, there goes a bit of a mineral shortage. Wonder how that happened. Let's sell that many consumer goods. That's one of the reasons that I want to keep my consumer goods surpluses. I mean, what we just did is ridiculous. All right. God, we are so close. All right, now I think we can go ahead and claim... Oh, nope. Need one more month to pass. All right, research grants has gone away, but we don't have the influence to re-up that.
Construction complete.
Unfortunately. All right, now we should be able to claim Bartium. Make claims. One more. We need 117.844. So it's going to be a second. What I'm hoping is that we get something come up that gives us some additional...
A new world has been secured for our colonists.
Colonium Aquileum has been set up. Good. Yeah, what I'm hoping is that we get something that gives us additional influence, just like that 500 influence buff that I totally overlooked. Really frustrated I didn't see that sooner. Happens, though. Let's see what else we can do on this world.
Construction complete.
Stronghold, sure. Nova Egyptus. You've already got... Oh, no, you actually don't have... Where are you? You need a mineral purification plant for all those mining stations. Yes, please. Let's get that taken care of. Earth still has some housing issues, so we're going to need to get... Last time we used a decision to get rid of the extra pops on Earth. All right, well, let's see what this archaeological site has, and we'll go back to that problem a little bit later. After our long and tiring search, a secret lever hidden under the floor was found which provided access to the fourth chamber. As before, alien glyphs adorn the wall above yet another door. Those who wish to parley with Zarklan must first find their way. There is in each chamber a hidden key that must be turned to proceed. The purpose of these challenges will soon be revealed. So we got 5 minor artifacts from that. This is a specialist job that's needed here, so we'll go ahead and make room for those. We're going to upgrade that gene clinic just for the time being. We might be able to replace more gene clinics soon enough.
Construction complete.
Let's do mineral purification plants here because we do seem to have developed a bit of a mineral shortage as a result of those upgrades we've been doing. Not too worried about it. We have lots of surplus in other resources. So we should be able to counteract that to the best of our ability. Again, we just need for this to hit 120 or so, 117 and change to be precise, and we can claim that last system. So we're at the 26-minute mark here. I'm going to stop this one. In the next one, we will very likely be at war with the Dabulan Free Traders. I'm going to keep it on speed 3 for the entire episode. We will very likely be at war with the Dabulan Free Traders by the end, and it should be pretty fast because they just technologically they are incomparable, or we are incomparable, I guess, when you look at the two empires and even their friends, the Gox Confederated Stars. Scientist Servius Vesticius has gained the adaptable trait. That's very good. So adaptable means he will gain more experience. He's one of our newer scientists, I believe, so that's a pretty big deal that he got that. Although I do recognize that name, so let's see. No, he's not the newest. The newest is, yes, Zetix, the Raxar scientist, who just looks pretty cool, by the way. Can we just talk about that for a moment? I wish there were a way to blow up that portrait a little bit higher. But anyway, I'm going to stop this one here. Like I said, the next one we're going to plow through as much time as we can, hopefully get an influence-granting event that gives us some additional influence a little bit faster. Maybe if we finish that archaeological site, we'll get a bit from that, but that's not a guarantee, so fingers crossed. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are coming out every day at 4 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, and don't forget, in another couple of days, we're going to jump right back in with Legacy of the Forerunners, which, of course, is a bit more of a vanilla Ancient Relics run that doesn't have a save from an older version of the game. So we'll be jumping back into a more narrative-heavy campaign with all of those different archaeological sites, as well as just more unexplored space. This galaxy is pretty much completely explored at this point. It's just a matter of turning more of it red, which we're finally about to do. Again, thanks for watching. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.